Right, another excellent little viewpoint stop there. Going to run on to another, I think there's a statue, maybe of a peeing boy if I'm guessing right. Along this road another 12k, so that's our next target. So here we are, peeing boy statue, kind of self-explanatory. Stood there having a waz off the side of a rock. Excellent. Probably worthy of a snap, isn't it? So we made it to the next viewpoint. This is absolutely stunning. Check this one out. Let's wander over here and show you. So just this amazing bend in the river. Makes quite a nice photograph as well. And possibly a little thumbnail for a video here, I think, for the bikes, which we've just popped here. I am loving this weather in October. What do you think, Mrs. F? Pretty gorge, eh? Hey! Unintended.
It's glorious. So turns out the supermarket I spotted is a pretty good place to park. Excellent. And through here, that sign says the rope bridge thing, Vine Bridge I should say, is about a 300-metre walk, so I can do with stretching my legs. Going to check out a suspension bridge, which is kind of unusual to the area. There's several along here apparently, made out of vines. I'm not sure we'll get Mrs. Flyer on it, but let's go and have a look at it. Probably not meant to film in here, but couldn't resist just showing you the supermarket. Pretty fancy. Okay, we walked down the road, we found the rope bridge, or the suspension bridge, and it looked somewhat like this. My word.
Like that?
I like to see them trying.
Don't fancy a go then?
No.
Fair enough. It's a matter of whether those slats are big enough to fall through, isn't it? Wow, look at the colour of the water down there as well.
I'd rather go in the water, but not jump from here.
Of course, if it were Norreys, you'd ride a bike across there. So rather incredibly, my fellow travel companions here have decided that they'd rather look at the bridge from here rather than walk it. So I'm going to have to forego my walk and just look at it as well.
You lying wretch!
So, great day on the bike, fantastic scenery. Hopefully some of it came across, but unfortunately the mic on the GoPro let me down once again. So anyway, it is what it is. Anyway, we're at the next hotel. Mrs. Flyer is here to give you a comprehensive tour of our room, which is just here. Mrs. Flyer.
So this is our bedroom. Great seating area at the end. We've got hot water for tea, which is in the lovely container there. We make up our own beds, our futons here. We've got our towels in there with our robes for the shower rooms, which are downstairs, segregated washrooms over the corridor. Ta-da!
So, if I were doing the room tour, I'd say there's some comfy seating here. After a hard day on the bike, what more do you need than a half a school chair? We get to make up our own beds so that we can sleep on the floor. And this is, well, just the area I'm going to do the charging and stuff. And this thing here on our wrist, that's for the communal bars that are over that way. No ensuite in this room. So that's squid. Okay, I don't do squid. And what's the right hand one? Do we know what that is? Okay, we don't know what the right hand one is.
大丈夫
Okay.
でしたけど、手が用意してないので、もう外すだけになっちゃうんですけど。
じゃあそのままで私は彼女に食べて。
食べますか。かしこまりました。ありがとうござい
I
ます。
realise that.
This is sesame tofu.
Sesame tofu, right?
We have squid.
Squid.
Do we know what this is?
We don't know what that is yet, but think it might be mushroom.
Well, we don't know.
What's in this one? It's not mushroom. What was that one?
So that one's kind of a salty seaweed. that's
Salty seaweed, slimy salty seaweed. Okay.
with
With
things that are made from various types of fish.
Fish. Raw.
fishy things in slightly salty seaweed. Ah, thank you.
Yeah.
Perfect.
This looks very interesting.
And then campers in here, the piece de la résistance, if it's not too hot. What are we calling this, Wes? There we go. Skiaki.
The beef is cooking.
That's beef that's cooking, which we're going to, in a moment, crack this raw egg into there, whip it up with some, was it some of this? Yeah, and then we're going to basically, we're going to dip that in there. Okay, so we'll see how that goes. The slimy, seaweedy, fishy thing, I'm guessing, might not be a hit, but I'm going to give it a try first.
Sure. So most people just pick up the bowl and then scoop some of the slimy seaweed in the
Okay,
Dare I
let's
smell it
see.
first? Let's see what Carol's reaction is. What are we thinking, Carol?
Yeah, how's it?
Slimy seaweed is an apt description.
okay.
But it's not overly strong.
This isn't quite like Biker Scram with Jeff and Dan, is it? Where's my chip mountain? Right, here we go, slimy seaweed.
It's just outrageous, isn't it? You're
That's-
making a meal of that.
Well, it is a meal, exactly.
Sit down, yeah.
Well, Wes's description was absolutely top notch.
It is an accurate description.
Completely accurate. Slimy seaweed with a sort of a fishy overtone. I think I've had
Eat
enough of that.
No, eat that.
What's that
It's
bit
fine.
then? What's that? Is that a veggie?
No, it's fish.
What sort of fish?
Salmon and that. You can eat it. Eat it in 2 bits.
2 bits.
Well, you can bite into it. It's fine.
I can just about keep that bit down. I'm not doing the squid because I don't eat anything with tentacles. We don't know what that is, so better not eat that. This is tofu. Is that with sesame? Okay. This is a recurring theme.
Which is quite nice. That's what. Yeah, it's got a lemony flavour. So there's lemon in it.
Okay, moving on. I'm looking forward to the beef, I must say. Let's see how it's looking. See, that is looking good, isn't it? I think that's going to be a hit. What is with... I better leave it to cook a bit more. Do you have to leave it for the whole thing to burn down, Wes?
The waiter will remove the toppings.
When it's ready, okay. Well, I'll look forward to that then. I might as well try a bit of this in the meantime. You're going... Carol's really going for these slippery seaweed stuff. Look at that.
The fish was good, and it's slightly lemony as well. Seaweed is good for you.
I'm sure it is. Right, let's try this one. So, I think I said the other day on one of the videos that I wasn't too keen on raw fish, so let's try a bit of this raw fish.
Shall I try this one?
Raw fish with raw garlic.
Do you put on sauce?
Oh, the sauce. No, I didn't do the sauce.
Tiny amount of sauce.
No, let's have a bit.
Did you
Let's have a bit of cucumber first. I can't go wrong with that.
Tastes really nice.
Try that one. And
So you beat
that is like a no-no.
you beat the raw egg with your chopsticks, yeah? Okay, got it.
So I'm just going to be a normal person. And
It is normal.
And eat
It's
the bit.
completely normal. What do you do with your egg? Oh, okay, goes in there. Right.
These are
Yeah,
mushrooms.
I guess we don't need the soy sauce.
Those are mushrooms. Fish.
Okay, I was just making my way through the beef, which was excellent. Look, I'm getting through there quite well. And another dish has turned up. Guess what? It's fish. Check it out. Okay, Wes, how are we describing this?
It's aubergine.
The fish is a river fish.
A river fish, right? Yep.
The prawns are also a river prawn.
River prawns. Okay.
Now,
Okay.
you squeeze the lemon on the fish before you eat it.
Yep. Is it cooked? Is it cooked fish?
It's cooked
It's cooked fish. Excellent. Yep.
with a bit of salt.
Perfect. Yep. That's all right then. We'll give that one.
And aubergine
Aubergine.
has miso sauce.
Okay. Right. Well, that'll be worth a go. I'm going to finish the beef first, and we'll come back on the fish. Right. I think I've done with the beef. Before I get onto that, I'm going to try this unspecified item. This.
it.
It's quite glutinous.
Really is specialised in slimy. So that tororo is a slimy potato.
That. Oh, that. With an egg in the middle. Cool.
No, I've no idea what that is. It's just spicy. Very spicy. I think we'll call it a day with that one. So some more delicious fare has turned up. We've got what Wes describes as slimy potato in there, which you have over the rice with a bit of soy sauce, so we'll try that in a moment. But before that, I'm going to try this. Oh, and some seaweed, okay.
Seaweed.
What's this, what's the red item?
I think it's ginger.
Ginger?
Anyway, you can't eat the dark pink part. It's
Okay.
tough.
No, it's ginger.
More fish.
Very good.
The texture of this is different.
Wow, that is
It's
strong.
smoother
That's
and-
strong. How do you go about eating the fish, Wes? With chopsticks?
Pull it. Use it like this and pull it apart.
Yeah, you
Pull it
need to
apart?
pull it apart.
Okay. And get at the meat, right?
So
Okay.
this a lighter soy sauce.
This is
Dip the prawn.
Ooh, that rim.
Here we go. So that's the fungus. Do you want my bit of fungus?
Go. Yeah. Just.
Do you want the fungus?
Yeah, please.
Just grab it with
That's
your
when you
with your
turn it
fingers.
round.
There you go. Ah, I see, clever. So Wes has taught us a lot about the use of chopsticks, although I've been making a right hash of it. You have to, if you take food off of somebody else's plate like that, you turn them around so you use the end that's not been used. It makes complete sense, doesn't it? These big prawns look good. That is good.
Let's try the ginger.
I'll tell you what, you can't go wrong with a bit of tempura fare, can you? So, after an excellent day on the bike, tiring day on the bike, and some hearty food, it's now time to chill out here in the room before I relax on the floor and go to sleep. Mrs. Fly's gone to the communal bath to get herself abluted. I'm kind of just waiting a bit. It's 9:15. It closes at 10. And if I dash in at 10 to 10, I might be able to have a quick shower without anyone else seeing me. That's the English way. Anyway, great day. Look forward to speaking to you tomorrow. All right, good night. See you then. Well, good morning, folks, and welcome to the mountains. It's dawned not quite such a warm day today, but so we're on a bit of a time limit because what we want to do today is something called the UFO Pass. I'll talk about that when we get up there, but it's a very high, famous biker pass here, so we want to try and hit that before the weather closes in. The forecast is for a little bit of rain a bit later, so we're cracking on, and another great day ahead. Right, so we're off again. We're going to head up into the mountains. The pass is, as I say, high up, so we're hoping to get up there before this cloud descends, because obviously there ain't going to be a lot of point doing a high pass with great views if you can't see a thing. We may still get stuck in that situation, but we've got a couple of hours potential window to get it done. It'd be a shame to not do it as we're here. Right, speak to you when we get up there. Right, so we're well in the climb now up to the UFO line. And there's been some pretty precipitous hairpins on the way up here, and the road has got quite narrow. This is actually one of the wider bits, which is all very well when you're on your own bike, but when you're on somebody else's heavily loaded bike with a pillion, bit of a challenge. However, all good fun and an amazing experience. There you go, this looks like a possible tight one. Definite first gear job. That wasn't too bad. Leaves are definitely starting to show signs of turning here. I guess as we get into the higher elevations it's that bit cooler. And as I say, we are recording this at the end of October, so it is properly autumn. Right, let's hope it stays clear for when we get up top. Speak to you then. So it's worth just talking to you about why this is called the UFO line, because I was curious as to what that was about. So I looked it up on Google yesterday. Turns out, years ago, somebody spotted a UFO when they were driving along this road. And it caused quite a stir locally at the time, made the news, that sort of thing. And ever since then, it's become known as the UFO line, and it's as simple as that. That's why it's called that. Absolutely beautiful over the trees there. Here we go, look, this is the official start. 16.7 kilometres of UFO. Alright, it even says UFO on the road here, look. Brilliant. I think that's probably the only reference we'll see to it on the route. And there's a note there about rockfalls as well. One of the things that Wes was saying was that it does suffer from a lot of rockfalls here. Any big ones get moved away by motorists coming down, but there might be a bit of gravel and stuff around, which is why you don't really want to do it in the wet. So at its highest point, I think we worked out this was something like 5,500 feet, so not hugely high, I guess. I think I'm about right with that. Maybe I should double check. Anyway, but nonetheless, high enough for some great views, I think. You can imagine how slippery this would be once the leaves have properly fallen and in the wet. Road surface is a little bit sketchy in parts as well. Wow, just look at this. Absolutely stunning. Wow, colour of these trees now, stunning. Look at that. Gorgeous or what? Well, look at this spot, folks. Definitely worthy of a photograph or two, I think. How cool is that? Leaves are just turning a nice amount here as well. We have lucked out with this weather again today. Superb. Well, an amazing photo stop there. That valley is quite something. At the top there we can actually see the tree line ends. Bit of an overhang for the lads. Look at these trees now. Wow, we lucky to come this time of year. Absolutely gorgeous. How many times have I said that? Starting to get a bit of traffic up here now. Quite a lot of these little yellow plated micro vehicles again up here. Perfect size for this caper. Being waved through by a friendly man with a baton. The roadworks here, not just on this pass but on the roads generally, usually are controlled not by traffic lights but by fellas with batons, and they're extremely courteous and friendly. I mean, that's a recurring theme, isn't it? They always seem to be very happy in their job, and all they're doing is standing all day waving a baton, which I can't imagine is that fulfilling. Okay, coming up the top now. And here's the other man with the baton. Wow, look at that view. Yeah, photo stop, I think. Right, folks, so check out this little viewpoint. Well, it's not actually a viewpoint. We've just stopped by the construction zone, actually, but check out this view here. GoPro never does these things justice, but if I angle the camera down here, I'll show you some... I'll get the iPhone out and show you down there. Just a beautiful view of the mountains, just sort of silhouetted in the low visibility over there, and some great colours on these leaves as well. Absolutely stunning. So it turns out we've absolutely lucked out here, because this pass, it turns out, Wes has been reading the sign here, and it turns out it's only open for basically 10 minutes an hour, and it so happened that we came through in exactly the right 10 minutes. Had we known that that was happening and we tried to plan it to hit a 10-minute window, we probably wouldn't have made it. So it looks like we've basically got this pass now for the next sort of 50 minutes to ourselves. Brilliant. Well, great little stop there just by the construction worker fella. Just as we come to the very top of the UFO pass. This actually is the sort of famous segment. You see a picture of this in, or we saw pictures in the hotels and things of this from above and behind, obviously from a drone, which would be amazing to get your drone up here, but I did look into doing that, but like so many countries in the world, flying drones legally very, very difficult, so I don't like to do that. Unlike some YouTubers we know and love, I don't do the illegal dronage, which means you don't get drone footage on my videos anymore, which is a shame. Anyway, check out this road, eh? Wow. Really is the top of the world. Absolutely stunning. Yeah. To coin a Bruceism. Just some rain starting to appear now. I think we timed this absolutely perfectly. So there we have it. We've officially just come out of the UFO pass, although I think the locals call it the UFO line actually. Just as the visibility starts to deteriorate and we've got a little bit of rain in the air, so timed that absolutely perfectly. Hope you enjoyed the views as much as I enjoyed riding it. Okay, so we've made it out of the mountains and we've come into this town, which I'm not too sure what it's called. We're in this little, I don't know what you'd call this really, sort of a service type area. Found a little cafe thing where we can have a bite to lunch. A curious way of ordering your lunch. Check this out.
Hey kids, we're the missing the flyers.